let's add some robots to make our scene even more dangerous to the player. So, have I got a folder for enemies? I haven't got a folder for enemies, and I've got a load of props that have appeared outside of their designated folder. So let's deal with that problem first. So I've clicked on the first exploding box. I'm going to hold down Shift, click on the second exploding box, and then just click and drag them into blocks. Put them in blocks. That makes that a whole lot tidier. I do not have a folder for enemies, so I'm going to go into my level template. I'm going to select level template as the parent, and we're going to add in, by clicking the plus, a node 2D, really basic node. Put that in there, change it to enemies, and I'm just going to move it up under hazards. There we go. All right. Now if I go into, I'll just save it. Now if I go into level 1, you'll see over here I have a folder for enemies. Because I put the blocks in the folder and I move the exploding boxes, let's just do a little play test to make sure it all still runs. Looks good. Looks good. All right. Okay, let's instantiate in some enemies then. So I'm going to click on enemies. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm moving my robot. Moving my robot around all the time. I want the robot to start about here. And I want it to start with an enemy coming towards it. So with enemies folder selected, let's instantiate in a robot crab. There we are. And it will appear at 0.0, and it will appear with other stuff over it, so I'm going to have to hold Alt when I click and drag. Don't know what that is. That's because I'm not holding Alt. And let's put it underneath there. So let's test. Oh, that's the wrong scene. We want the clapperboard because it's not a default scene yet. So the player starts, the enemy comes towards it. We can squash it. Oh, but if we don't get the head detector, it does us damage. Okay, that's good to start with. Let's crack on. Let's have another enemy up here. So I'm just going to duplicate that robot crab with Command D, and then I'm going to click and drag up there. Zoom in to check it's on the ground. It is. I'm going to move the robot. I'm going to keep moving the robot just to save myself time with testing. Clapperboard. That looks good. Just need to check it doesn't go over the end of the platform. It moves basically 2 blocks, so that's fine. And now I can squash it. Good. Did I take damage? Yes, I did. All right. Let's have another one up here. This one's going to be interesting. Command D, and move it up here. Because it moves 2 blocks, it's going to slightly overlap. If I move the robot again, it's going to slightly overlap the end of the platform, so we need to see what we can do about that. See, it goes over a little bit, actually winds up on my robot's head. So what I need to do is to go into that version of the robot. Let me select it. It's Robot Crab 3. Select it down here, and I just need to change its travel distance. Let's change its travel distance to 80. So remember when we did the script, we put in some export variables. So we've got speed, we've got travel distance, and we've got player damage. by clicking on each instance of the robot, we can actually change those values in the inspector, which is the brilliant thing about export variables. We can change values whilst we're prototyping our game. Saves us a lot of time. Let's try it now. Looks good. Looks good. All right. Going to copy this one again because I want one with a normal travel distance. Command D. Going to put them under here. Looks good. And then just duplicate that one and put it there. We've got two robots. Oh, and again. So let's test. Yeah, so I've got two robots down there. I could probably jump on that one. And now I've got to be careful. Squashing that one might be best to go over the top. You got to get them square, haven't you? Okay, that's fine. That's all my robots taken care of. Yeah, if you don't get them right on the head, they get you. I kind of like it like that. You could make the head detector bigger if you wanted to make it easier. All right, let's crack on. Now I want some robots down here, and I want some up here too. So I'm just going to copy these two. So I'm going to hold down Shift, Command D, click and drag. Make sure they're on the ground. That's good. Could I get away with the third one, I wonder? So it moves two. So it's going to go that way too, that way too. Move this one so it's a bit more in the middle. So let's move the robot and retest. Get that one. It's a bit tricky with these, but it's supposed to be. It's coming after me. If I follow it. Yeah, I can get it. All right. Now let's move some robots up here. So I'm just going to copy this one. Command D. Click and drag. Move it up here. Remember, it can go 2 blocks in either direction. So that looks good. It's going to go that way and it's going to go that way. Let's put another one in. So if I Command D it again, let's put another one in over there. Maybe you can start underneath. Well, we have to make sure the player can stomp on it. So if it's entirely protected by that, the player won't be able to. So maybe there. Then it can go to there and go to there. And then we can put another one. If we duplicate that one, about here. Right. Let's move the robot. And I think I'm going to move it to the top of this platform. Keep it out of the way of the robots. And let's test with the clapperboard. That one is there, and it changes direction. And then it goes back. Let's stomp on it. Yeah, and I got to get back up there. Stomp on that one. And get back up. Stomp on that one. Whoop. Get back up. and then end this stage. All right, that looks good. Making progress. Okay, so in the next level, if we have to do the whole scene with all these robots and all these hazards, we might lose a bit of life. So in the next section, let's add some batteries to enable the player to replenish the robot's energy and to hopefully even up the odds a bit. I hope to see you there.